You're listening to a Bay of Islands Radio original podcast.
Incoming transmission.
Beam aboard for another episode of Sunday Night Geek, live from the Bay of Islands radio studio in Warnock, Newfoundland. Find us online at boir.ca and by subspace transmission 100.1 FM or on Rogers Channel 9. Join our hosts, Angel Sky Cosplay, Sean the Tech Ninja, and the Big Dirty Nerd as they travel through time and space, review all the nerd news this week, talk about things nobody ever talks about, and answers questions no one asked. Hello and welcome to a new episode of Sunday Night Geek. Just give us a second, we're getting straightened away here.
Yeah. Didn't realize
all the microphones and headphones were all changed around here, so
yeah, I didn't realize the headphones was that short. I went to put them on and it was like bloop.
Bloop.
Yeah.
Not happening there.
No.
Hello, Toby.
Yes.
He's like, yep, I'm here. Give me some rubs.
Yeah.
Give me some loves.
We need to make like a little seat to go in between.
We do.
Over here
Nah, he'll do what he normally does, go over that way.
As long as I don't roll over his tail again. That's all I'm worried about, because I hate hearing animals in pain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's good.
He's good.
He's good. Say hello, Angela.
Hello.
Say hello, Sean.
Hello.
I mean, Angel Sky.
Whatever.
I gotta make sure to use your code name.
Code name.
Cobra might find out where we are.
Yeah.
G.I. Joe.
My code name. You revealed my secret identity.
Why are you not coming in?
I don't know.
You gotta point your mic up further. You're hitting.
I don't know. I should be. Should I not? Am I not?
You are over there, but
okay.
I'm just hoping everybody can hear you. Okay, so
okay.
We're going to say everything is good. Everything looks like it's coming in clear on the board there. So, yeah. So, what's up, guys? What's up?
This is it. The week has been the week.
The week has been the week. That's probably the best way I've ever heard it put. The week has been the week. I'm getting caught up on Doom. Guess what I started watching?
What?
Letterkenny.
What season are you
God.
on?
I'm only on season 2. But my God, that show is insane.
Oh, it keeps going too. I keep forgetting. Yeah, it's on Crave.
It's on Crave, yeah. So we started watching it last week.
That show alone is worth the $5 for just Crave.
Yes, it is. Absolutely. I agree 100%.
I'm half tempted to get it tomorrow and just binge it at work.
Yeah.
I got to work at 12 tomorrow, so I might just have Letterkenny just rolling in the background.
Just have it rolling in the background. It's such a funny show.
It is.
Right. Hi.
It's like Canadian. I feel like you haven't met Shorzy yet. Shorzy comes in season 2.
Yeah, I haven't met Shorzy.
Oh, I can't say it on air, but you got to do your like usual Shorzy riff. There's everybody has a Shorzy riff. I said one to the neighbor there the other week.
I like McMurray.
Oh,
McMurray is hilarious.
Oh, but season 4, season 5, there's a really funny thing about Bonnie and Mr. McMurray.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's great.
Okay.
I don't want to ruin it. It's fairly filthy too.
Oh, well, that doesn't surprise me one bit.
No,
though.
it gets filthier as the seasons go. Too.
Good, love
it's
it.
Great.
I love
like,
filthy
we're better
humor.
than cable. We're streaming. You have to pay to, so people aren't just going to tune in. Like,
Yeah.
my kid's seeing this. Well, you could pay $5 a month. Then.
Yeah, and a buddy who plays Wayne, Jared Kiso.
Yeah,
apparently he's a fairly big Canadian actor that I had never heard of.
He's been in the industry
been in a ton
since
of stuff.
Like, pre-Smallville and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so pre like 2000.
Yeah, I had no idea. And I'm like, wow.
He played like a lot of hockey players and stuff like that.
And there was a petition going around to have him play Wolverine in the MCU.
Yeah,
which makes sense to me. Like the dude's only 5'9".
Down the States, they're on Hulu.
Excuse me.
Who?
That's my tea.
Letterkenny.
Oh yeah, no, but I'm just saying. Like there was a petition going around to say let's get this guy as Wolverine in the MCU. Yeah. Hugh Jackman's not going to come back. Let's be realistic.
Yeah. Unless they do a little thing like they're
no,
doing with,
I don't think he will.
But I don't think.
No, I don't think he will.
But he said that the pressure of having that bodybuilding physique is Wolverine
I think they're going to be
very,
very, very careful and invested in who's going to be the next Wolverine because that's a very
well, it's probably
high profile character, right?
The highest profile character in any of the media.
You never know. It could be because like we got one Canadian already from the comedy realm that hit him up and it paid off.
Ryan Reynolds, obviously. Who?
Shang-Chi.
Oh yeah, from Kim's Convenience. I forgot he was on
Canadian.
He was Kim's Convenience.
He's Canadian as well.
Yeah, no, I knew that, but I forgot he was in Kim's Convenience.
Yeah,
that's where it was like big
that's
from.
discovered.
Yep,
I guess you could say. Yeah, you're right. And apparently he did stock photography back in the day.
Who?
The guy who did Shang-Chi.
Modeling.
Yeah, modeling. Like, sitting at a computer with a big smile on his face.
And the power shirt and everything.
Yeah, so it was quite funny fun with that as well.
I saw those the other day. What were we watching when they were talking about it was like a fighting thing between like the stock photos or something.
I don't remember.
But it was like, there's like that one you see in like a lot of the memes, but it looks like a horse almost, the way he's smiling. It was like very awkward.
Oh, the old man?
No, young fella.
Oh,
the old man too. Yeah, but yeah, he was in stock photos and stuff like that. So was John Boyega.
Was he really?
Yeah, over in the UK, like for like a university or something. Somebody pulled up an ad when he was like 19 or something like that. And he's just all in the stripy shirt with the little crest on.
I hate to say it, but that's where he should have stayed. I don't like John Boyega's acting at all.
I like Boyega, but not for Star Wars. You ever watched Attack the Block?
I haven't seen Attack the Block, but I saw Pacific Rim Uprising, and it was awful, and he was awful in it.
I didn't mind it, but I saw where I think they were trying to aim for it being like transitioning it into a kids thing. Look like.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I think the whole franchise is like, well, we can make a sequel. No, the first one was good.
Yeah, leave it alone.
Yeah, right.
Especially if, what was his name? Del Toro.
Yeah,
Guillermo del Toro was not involved with it. Just leave it alone.
I think they just gave him like a producing credit because he was on the last one.
Yeah,
but yeah, Letterkenny is great. What was I watching? Like there was something we've been watching too. Oh, we watched Inside Job.
Inside Job.
I saw the first episode. I was like, "Yep, this is a must-watch."
Christian Slater and the daughter.
It's very much a conspiracy theorists like show.
Oh, very much.
Yeah,
and I'm a bit of a conspiracy theorist.
And there's no flat Earth.
There's no flat Earth.
It's just hollow Earth. That's where Kevin's from.
Yeah. The magic mushroom.
Mushroom guy.
Mike.
No.
Mike.
Oh, Mike. Right, because his name is he has this magic juice, so it's Magic Mike. Get it?
Learn about the magic juice.
Yeah. So I've only watched the first episode yet. So
what's his name? Lee from Bobby Lee from Mad TV is the Sky Hydra scientist.
So you're going too far.
No. He's in the first episode.
Who is it?
The scientist that has all the drugs.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I got the stuff to get Craig and all songs.
He's got all the psychedelics.
Yeah, that's Bobby Lee from Mad TV.
Yeah. Okay.
And
I don't know who that is, but okay.
Oh, you know what I'm saying. But yeah,
I haven't watched Mad TV, and it's not even on the air anymore, is it?
No.
What else did we watch? We watched. There was a movie. I thought we watched a bit of Netflix.
I watched Lock and Key.
I don't know what's going on with all these microphones and stuff here tonight.
I'm coming.
I don't know.
My headset is gone.
Where's her mic?
Her mic is not working very well. I don't know what's happening here tonight. So
the levels
technical issues. Lock and Key. Tell us about Lock and Key.
I watched season 2 of Lock and Key.
All of it.
All of it.
Was it good?
It was. It was not bad. Yeah. It wasn't quite as shocking because the end of last season was super shocking.
Super shocking.
It was
shocking.
Shocking, I should say.
That's the word.
They kind of it has been renewed apparently for season 3.
Okay.
They teased something at the end for season 3, like they did in the last time.
Sure. Yeah.
But they pretty much wrapped up. It felt like the end of season 1. This season.
So they kind of could end the series if they needed to, or
well, they could, but they put something at the end so now it's not over.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah.
But they go into more of an explanation of where the keys are from, how the keys were made, why the adults in the first season didn't forget, because as we know from the first season, their mom forgot about it unless she was like drunk, so she kept forgetting why the magic was going on. So they touch on why that is. Yeah, a whole bunch of different things.
I think your switch is in the wrong position because it's pushed against part of the frame.
What?
No, it's like pushed over. Looks like
I don't know.
Switched on.
Hello? No, nothing. I don't know.
I don't know what's going on here.
I don't know. But anyway,
maybe we should get a sponsor and we'll buy some new mics for the studio.
But it was worth a watch, and it was along the lines. I'm glad I'm glad they put them out in seasons because I don't know if I'd want to watch this one week by week.
Yeah,
like it's along the lines of okay, so the next episode's going on. Like I don't want to wait for the next episodes. Right. The story wasn't broken off enough that week by week you would, remember what was happening the next week kind of thing. And
how many episodes? 10?
I think there was 10.
10? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's definitely on my...
It's definitely a watch
list, yeah.
I got to sit down and watch it while I'm at work because I was working on my phone when she was watching it, and then she watched it while I was at work.
Yeah, I finished watching it while I was at work.
Finished watching it.
And then I watched a movie on Netflix with the Missus from Stargirl.
Oh, you watched that one?
Oh, Breck Basinger?
Yep.
Okay.
She plays a daughter of this mom who's actually played by... Her mom is played by the old Buffy. Not Buffy as in Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Swanson.
But,
Chrissy Swanson.
Yeah,
Okay.
her mom's that. And then she finds this, they move into this new house. Their dad had died in, a car accident, of course, because that always seems to be the trope in these horror movies. And she finds, this creepy doll in the shed. And,
it's gotta
a
be a
voodoo,
creepy doll.
creepy voodoo doll.
Oh.
Yeah, and so she
doll.
starts making, voodoo things about it, and they start coming true, and the doll comes to life, and blah, 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 and all
Well, I
this
haven't watched
crazy
that.
stuff
Sounds
happens,
interesting.
Yeah, it's not super interesting. It's kind of funny. It's kind of one of those, oh man.
Okay.
But it was kind of just throw it on in the background and kind of watch it while you're doing something.
Right.
Yeah,
Watch
that
it while
kind
you're
of.
scanning Instagram or something.
Yeah,
like that.
yeah. It's
Okay.
one of those movies.
Speaking of creepy doll shows and stuff, there's a Chucky series.
There's
now.
a Chucky series.
Yeah, and it's OG continuity.
Is it really?
That is OG.
Okay.
That series
He's
is OG
right.
continuity. It continues
Okay.
it
He's
apparently.
lying right by your wheels.
Yeah, I know, and
So
I'm a
you
little
be
bit worried
careful.
I'm going to move and squat him.
Come here.
Although I kind of want to rewatch the remake they
Come
did
over
the
here.
other year, just their reimagining
Yeah, I
modern
know, I
day.
know.
Where
Come
he's
over here.
basically like a psychotic
Over.
Alexa.
Yeah.
Sorry,
yeah.
people who are listening and watching. I just set off a few things.
Yeah. I want to watch that one too. I haven't seen that one yet. I've seen the originals.
Just let me add something literally say a variant newer timeline version
Okay.
about
Here.
where he's
I know.
more technologically advanced, obviously.
course.
But it's so
Thank
great
you.
because the circumstances
Yeah.
go into it and won't ruin for
There
you.
you go.
What makes him in this one is a little different than in the original. It's like the bank robber that dies with the one.
Yeah.
This happens in the factory instead.
Oh, okay.
It's something else. Oh, it's great.
So
it
is
is very humorous.
Is the doll in the series the same model as the one from the original?
Are you talking
movies?
about the TV show? The
He's-
TV show is the same continuity, apparently.
But is it the same model of the doll? Is it the
Yeah,
same-
yeah.
Okay.
It's
What's it?
what do they call him?
Friend
Hero-
to the end. He's your best
Yeah.
buddy.
Best buddy, yeah.
Best buddy.
Because in the new one, they changed the mold of the doll, the puppet, and it
They
looks a lot
did?
different.
They didn't really. It was still the same, but it was different to a point of it wasn't a possessed doll. It was like an AI doll that went.
No. We're talking about. Well, yeah.
In the movie.
The movie, yeah.
Yeah, I'm talking
he's
about the
like
movie.
fully he's like a little automaton.
Okay.
In
Yeah.
the movie, he is a full automaton. They're meant to be like little friends that follow you around, right?
Oh.
They're meant to be autonomous, and they're meant to be like your organizer. They're meant to be like your online social media.
It wasn't
all
like
stuff. They
it
can
wasn't
film
like
you and
a
things.
it wasn't
Like
like,
an
a
eyeball.
Okay.
yeah, because in the original movie, in the original Chucky movie, it had to do with a possessed doll.
Yeah.
It was
Right,
like one of
yes, yeah.
these like My Dolls type thing
Yeah.
that was like the latest rage, and it was like they just talked to you kind of like a Teddy Ruxpin kind of did.
Yeah.
And then it got possessed by like a serial killer.
Yes.
Right. And the reboot of the movie, it was like a electronic Chucky,
Right.
and something went wrong with its programming. They left out the supernatural part of it at all.
Yeah,
Oh,
no. It's done. It's done. A certain
It's still
way.
done
It's
okay.
done in an okay way. It's
But-
not like it's like okay.
It's done
That's
in
fine. You're
it's
like-
done in an okay
Because
way, but
he
it,
is a little robot.
yeah, but I didn't like it as much.
I liked it, but I liked it more as a
No.
if you did a modern reimagining, like another universe's reimagining of him, not a
We
full
got,
reboot.
but we have enough of those
Yeah.
evil robot
Yeah,
things.
no, but
like,
that's what I mean.
I'm
The
tired of
TV
that
show
trope.
that's out,
yeah,
the TV show
Is
TV
the
show
serial killer.
is the OG continuity.
Right.
That's what
Okay.
I mean. Like,
That's good.
But I like that little one is like just its own little thing sometimes.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, the new series I haven't watched yet. It's a new kid. He's like 13. He has him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. I'm glad to hear that because the original Child's Play movies were scary as hell.
What's his name? Brad Dourif, I think it is the voice for that. They used Hamill for the movie. Mark Hamill's actually the voice of the
In the reboot movie.
in the reboot
Yeah.
movie.
Okay. Yeah.
In the OG continuity, it's always been Brad Dourif.
Okay.
but yeah, the first Chucky movie was really scary.
Really scary.
We
Like-
rewatched that the other year. I'm pretty sure.
I don't remember if we rewatched it. I think
I'm
we.
pretty sure we watched the
I'm,
third one because third
I'm
one's
pretty
where he's,
sure
like,
we
at a
watched-
military academy or something.
I'm pretty sure we watched the new one.
The
It's
third
the one
one
that-
was?
The
Yeah,
reboot.
because there's that one like.
There's
I
like
thought it was
Chucky,
like an
Bride of
ROTC kind of
Chucky.
thing.
Right. There was Bride of Chucky.
There was like something else. There was a
That's
couple.
afterwards.
That's
like the
afterwards,
fourth.
yeah.
There's
Yeah,
one, two,
there was a
three.
couple. I stopped. I
Bride of
stopped
Chucky's,
watching
like,
after the
very
first one.
slapstick.
Realistically,
That one was pretty slapstick. I liked it, but that was like
They got
I was
more of a
in
horror
university my
comedy.
first year when they came out.
Yeah.
they started going more horror comedy than they did like horror movie. Which
Well, I mean, I think all the horror movies from that genre or from that time frame did the same thing. Like Freddy did the same thing. Like you watch the first Nightmare on Elm Street, and it's pretty scary. But then after,
well, no, but it was bad. It was bad.
But like
it was scary at the time.
Yeah, but 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on, got funnier and funnier and funnier. He became a joke.
Jason X was like that, but they
Jason
knew
X was like that.
They knew at that point. Well, we're not going to so much driving to the ground. It's going to be the swan song of like the tropes. At one point, like they catch him in a simulation, and there's girls in sleep bag, and he's like whipping her against the tree, like constantly, and you just hear, ow. Ow!
Let's can this conversation and hold
for
on to it for next week.
Okay.
Right, because this is kind of the way I wanted things to go for next week, was to talk about our favorite horror movies in the genre and get some people calling in.
I might watch a few.
I've watched a lot of horror movies. My mom is a big horror.
Right. She is a big horror fan. I remember you saying that before.
She is. You should take me to horror movies with me.
You should get her to come on with us next.
I don't think it's going to happen.
Come on. What's her name? Betty?
Yeah.
Betty, this is Big Dirty Nerd.
They might be.
Come on the show with us next week and talk horror movies. Yeah. Come on. In fact, give us a call right now, 632-5555, and we'll make confirmation for you to come on the show next week to talk with us about horror movies.
Set her so she can cuddle her grandpuppy while she does it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Toby will be here, so you get to... Sean probably won't be here because he's going to man the fort.
No, I'll call in.
You'll call in.
I can call in while I'm doing it.
But so she kind of introduced me to a lot of like horror movies and books and stuff like Stephen King.
Yes.
Flowers in the Attic.
Yes.
Remember those? What was it? Anne Rice.
I believe so.
Anne Rice?
Interview with the Vampire, Anne Rice.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Flowers in the Attic was a series that they did, which was a little creepy.
Yeah, good and creepy.
Yeah.
Okay, let's save that one for next week.
Cool.
We'll Betty, please call in.
Give us a call. In the spookiness.
Give us a call, 632-5555.
There's been a lot of reboots of movies, too, that we'll have to talk about.
There have been, yeah.
Oh, look. Oh, we got a phone call.
What is
Might be her. Let's see.
We're going to have to see if this is Betty giving us a call here now. Thank you for calling Bay of Islands Radio. You're on the air with Big Dirty Nerd, Angel, Sky, and Sean.
Hello.
Hi,
Josh. We thought it might be my mom.
Oh.
Yeah, we're trying to get her to call in. We're trying to get her on the show next week to talk about horror movies and stuff for our Halloween special.
But it's nice to hear from you. I haven't talked to you in a while because I haven't been around while you called in.
So there is a show next week?
We are doing a show next week. Is the
station doing a show?
Yes, the station is doing a show. I believe it's from 5:30 to 7 o'clock, and then we're coming on at 7:30.
Okay.
Yeah, so the station, the guys will be on the road talking to the trick-or-treaters, and they'll be ending around 7 o'clock, and we're going to come in on our regular time at 7:30. And we're going to do a Halloween special as well. We're going to talk about our favorite horror movies, scary stories, and we're hoping to get people to call in and talk about ghosts and ghouls and geeks.
Yeah. Scary stuff.
So if you got a scary story to tell us, next week will be the time to do it.
Okay.
Are you all ready for Halloween, though?
Yes.
Yeah? You got a pumpkin yet?
No.
Oh, you got to get those quick. They'll be snatched up this week. You have to grab a couple.
I saw somebody up at Dominion today going with like 5.
Oh, yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, they're on sale up there.
That's a lot of pies.
No, just carving.
Just
carving.
Okay. So what's new with you, Josh?
Nothing.
Nothing? There must be something new.
Have you watched any new shows?
No.
Oh. Well, that's unfortunate. Okay, well, we're going to get back to the show, bud, so we'll talk to you next week.
Okay.
Think of a scary story. That was Josh.
That was Josh, not Betty.
Not Betty.
But that's okay.
That's okay. They might still be at the cabin. I don't know.
You're going to have to work on getting her on next week.
We'll see.
Tell her to come on.
They might be at the cabin still because it's been nice.
Yeah, that's true.
It's been nice. So sometimes they're still at the cabin.
It's been nice weather.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get back to the stuff that went on this week. We'll forget about stuff for next week. Leave that till next week. So HalCon and Fan Expo went ahead this weekend.
Yeah.
And it looks like there was a decent turnout.
Yeah, I saw a few pictures from HalCon.
Yeah, I saw some pictures from HalCon.
I'm in in like their Facebook group.
Yeah.
Kind of. It's not really HalCon Facebook group anymore. It's kind of
like the East Coast Convention
cons or something like that.
I believe is administered by our friend Fat Apollo.
I think so.
Yeah.
But there has been some pictures up of from the weekend, which look very interesting.
It looked interesting.
So,
now, from what I understand, there was, like, I was talking to some people who attended Fan Expo. Not as big a crowd as in the past, but still a sizable group.
I know Melissa
Yep.
was heading down that way to help run the 501st.
Yep.
Like tables and stuff. So I haven't heard from her, but she should tell me what was going. She should give me the down low.
She give you the down low.
Yeah. And out the other way at HellCon, it's been a couple years. We were out there a couple years ago. We were actually heading out on the ferry tonight. It would have been tonight.
Would have been tonight. Yeah.
Yeah, because we got canceled. Me and Catherine, our friend Catherine, were going out, and that was the last time we were at HellCon. And we were supposed to take the ferry night crossing, and it got delayed.
Oh, right, yeah.
And we had to go in the morning instead.
Yeah.
Because it was very high winds. And then we got delayed again. And then we
you
finally...
guys didn't get back to like Monday or something, was it?
Yeah,
like,
no. We got back on time.
Oh, okay.
But we went out. We were a day later getting out then. Like, we were supposed to get out to Halifax around, like, lunchtime, supper time around there. And we ended up getting out to Halifax at, like, 12 o'clock or something in the morning.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because we had to get off the ferry then and drive from North Sydney out to Halifax. Yeah. So it was like quite dark by the time we got in. Yeah. Quite late.
You saw the sunrise.
No.
You saw the sunset.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I slept the whole way. Other people were not so lucky. There was that artist, I remember. She was at actually Atlanticon, and they were out at HellCon that year because I got my Starfire picture from her.
Oh, yeah.
And she... apparently, they both got seasick on the way out.
Oh. Not cool.
Yeah, I remember that.
Cool.
That was that year because the waves were so high.
Yeah.
And Catherine showed me a video that she took while I was awake and while I was asleep, and the boat was just going whoop, whoop,
yeah, no, thank you.
And I slept through the whole thing.
This is why we need a tunnel between Newfoundland and Nova Scotia.
That's why I just slept through the whole thing.
You know what? I drive 6 hours in a tunnel to avoid using the boat.
Oh, yeah. I mean, why not? We drive 8 hours across the province.
Sure, why not?
To get to St. John's.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not any different, really.
Yeah, that's right. There's no difference. No difference whatsoever.
Although,
but I'm glad to see that conventions are slowly coming back to life.
Yeah. I was on a Twitch stream last night, like watching a Twitch stream.
Watching a Twitch stream? Yeah.
And the cosplayer that was... I can never say his name right, so I'm not even going to try. He was in Australia, and then he moved out here.
Yeah.
Anyway, he's invited to a convention next week.
Oh, okay.
So he's getting back into the convention swing of things.
I've been watching a lot of commie stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like, that woman is absolutely amazing.
She is. She really is.
Right, like, you see some of the stuff that she made 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And you're like, that's kind of cool. And then you see stuff that she made last week.
Yep.
Blow your mind.
Yeah.
Right? Like, she did this one where she had to make teeth. No, feathers. No, teeth. Anyway, it was like this armor bikini with wings and stuff like that. And
Bridget or something?
Probably.
Was it the big one?
Yeah, it was really big.
With a shield?
No.
Oh,
no shield,
maybe it was a different one.
But she had to make each individual tooth to fit the costume. And I'm like...
Yeah, she makes it out of foam clay.
Makes it all out of foam clay?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, wow.
That's what he was using last night. He was on stream last night working on a cosplay. And he's doing it looks like an ice... It's from a video game that I don't really know. But it was like an ice kind of thing. And she was working on like the crown piece. And he did it in wire, and then now he's covering it in craft foam.
That's amazing, see? Like, so much talent.
And then he always has like stuff to feed him while he's on his stream.
What do you mean?
Because you on Twitch, like, you get a lot of your things through like bit donations and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
And he always has a plate of food, and you can do bits on his channel to feed him stuff. Well, he had pierogies there last night, and there was 10 pierogies on like a plate, and 5 of them had like hot sauce in them, like super hot sauce. So whoever donated like the bits, you had to donate like 200 bits, and you could like feed him a pierogi. And you get to pick one.
That's interesting. Okay.
You get to pick one, whichever one, and he had to eat it. So it was like pierogi Russian roulette.
Okay.
Yeah. It was kind of funny.
Yeah, that is kind of funny.
Yeah, he does that a lot. It's like apparently the night before he did like sushi, but instead of avocado in the sushi, he had like the same amount but wasabi. So he did. Yeah.
What is he, a fool?
Yeah, that's it, man. That's what he does. And people pay him money to like pay him bits to like watch him eat this stuff.
Kill you.
Nah.
Well, it'll feel like you're dying.
Well, you kind of feel like you're dying, probably for like the first minute, and then you're okay.
I don't know. I saw somebody eat a fistful of wasabi. Well, not a fistful, but like a tablespoon of wasabi one time, and we
Yeah.
were all like, "No, don't do that!" And
I know.
Eat it, and I was like, "Oh man!" And he just
I know.
head exploded from all the
Yeah.
pressure.
Not really though.
Not really though, no. But it was funny to watch.
It was probably really funny, and that's
was
why
really
he
funny
does.
to
And that's why he does it.
Yeah.
Because it's really funny to watch.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
but he does that all the time on his streams. He like crafts and you feed him.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey man.
I
like-
mean, I could see worse things to do, you know.
Well,
You
there's
build
always
crafts
worse
and
things.
feed somebody.
yeah.
Yeah.
And he chats and he always tells you what's going on. And then while he's there too, he sometimes tapes bits and pieces for like his tutorials and stuff he puts out.
Okay.
So you get to watch that.
So he's
you get to watch
very,
him like
very active Twitcher.
he has a set schedule.
Okay.
But it's kind of like one of those hidden gems kind of thing. It's like, you know, like unless you follow him, you don't kind of know that he's on there.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I tried watching Twitch streamers. I really did. I gave it my all. I don't know. I couldn't. It was weird. I couldn't sit still long enough.
and he interacts with people. Like if you type him and if you ask questions or you say something to him and stuff, he'll respond back.
Okay.
So
Well, I guess that makes like when you engage your audience, I guess that makes a big difference.
yeah, it's different than just sitting there watching someone
Watching
play
someone.
in a video game and them not talking to you,
Yeah.
right?
Maybe that's what I should do. Try and switch it over to watching somebody that's going to engage instead of a video gamer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Because we were talking about he had a video playing in the background with what's her name, you know her name, the concert of what's her name, yeah, there you go.
Ooh.
Yuki Kojiro.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we had her in the background. Of course, she does a lot of. I was like,
Very distinct
it's
sound.
Tabasa, and then we got on this big Tabasa discussion. I'm like, you want to know about Tabasa, man? You
Yeah.
come to me because I'm
Yeah.
obsessed.
Yeah, you're preaching to the choir.
And they're like, oh, I've never watched that. Blah blah blah. And I'm like, okay, so you have to watch up to this episode, and then you have to stop, and you have to watch the first OVA, and then you have to read the manga, and then you have to watch the second OVA, and then you have to finish it by
That's
reading the manga.
I just like her work.
that's too much like a choose your own adventure kind of thing, man. Too much.
Because
oh, okay. Anyway,
it's
go
just
ahead.
it's just
Okay.
because they apparently this was apparently why. So they were following the manga pretty much up until a certain episode, but then after that episode it got really dark.
Okay.
And the station this is what I've heard anyway, that the station that they were playing it on told them, no, you cannot go that direction. So they had to change and make their own, like they do a lot with anime sometimes, is they finish it differently than the manga does.
Right.
And so the OVAs, they put out 2 after the anime series was done, and it went back to the original source materials. And it is dark. People's eyes get gouged out, and people turn into vampires, and there's death and destruction and lots of stuff. People's arms get chopped off and all this kind of stuff.
Okay.
So,
All right.
yeah. So it's, and I can see why, because at that point everything is light and airy and happy kind of thing,
Yep.
and then there's hints of darkness in there, and then it just like everything hits the proverbial fan.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
So apparently the station that they were on was more like a kids station.
Oh yeah, I could see how that would
Yeah.
not fly, would not get away.
Yeah. So apparently they changed the end, and the ending is, you know, it's kidified. It definitely is.
Yeah.
Looking at it, and you're like, yeah, that's definitely like more of a kid's ending.
Definitely a kid's ending.
Yeah.
I haven't watched any really anime that's caught my attention in a long, long time. I think the last one was the one with Alucard. What was that called? Vampire Hunter or something?
Vampire
like that?
Hunter D.
Vampire Hunter D is
Yeah.
the hand.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I enjoyed that. That was really good.
There's been a couple out there. There's one out there called, I wish they would do it, do more of it, called Relife,
Okay.
where it's about this guy who is, you know, didn't go to college, you know, after high school he got a part-time job and he's living at home and all this stuff, right? He's what you would considered a what do they call them? Not tacos. They're considered neats. Neat?
No employment, education, or training.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right? So they're like, you know, people that work in like that kind of environment kind of thing, and they don't have any like grand goals for themselves or anything.
Right,
anyway,
yeah.
so this guy shows up one day and says to him, if you could relive your life, would you?
Okay.
And he's like, yeah, man, like I would. Are you sure? Because we can make it happen. And he gives you this drug that turns you back into a teenager. He still has all his memories from being an adult, but now he's a teenager in high school.
I would do so much stuff differently.
Right? Like,
oh my
now,
God.
that's the whole purpose of this show.
Oh
and they
my God.
say go through it, and then if you still decide that, this is the way you want to live your life, like, we'll get you a job after you're done.
Okay.
Done.
So
But-
either way, you kind of win.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and you learn a few things about the characters and their different quirks and all that kind of stuff, right? It's not a bad little
Interesting.
series.
That does sound interesting. Yeah.
It's called Real Life.
Real Life. Okay.
R-E-
Is it on Netflix or anything? Or
I don't think
Crunchyroll?
so. I can't remember where I watched it. It was a while
There's
ago.
one on Netflix I watched, the High School Girl and Slice of Life one from it's modern day made, but it takes place in the 90s, and it's two like tweens that meet in like school, and she doesn't say anything. She's like a rich kid.
Oh, yeah,
and she,
right.
like,
Right.
She's in the arcades every day and like see him play like Street Fighter and their actual like machines
That's,
and stuff like that.
Oh, cool.
High School Girl.
High School Girl.
High Score Girl.
High Score Girl, yes. High Score
That
Girl.
one's like more slice of life, but yeah, they're like playing like stuff from like
Yeah, I don't
92
actually
to,
know
like,
what's
Street
on,
Fighter 2 and things like
I
that.
don't
And a few
actually
other
know
games
what's
that
on
come out and goes and goes, so I
anime,
think a lot of Capcom games and stuff, but yeah. But it is
anime
very
on
slice of life.
Netflix these days. I haven't looked at it actually.
Yeah, we haven't looked at too much on there. Teen Titans Go came back to us.
Oh, did it?
Oh, yeah. It was a Doomsday. Doomsday's like, nobody likes me. I want to do something nice to Superman. I make you a pie. What kind of pie? It's apple and kryptonite. Yeah, it's like voiced by like a kid that's like a 9-year-old or something like that. It's
Oh.
Oh, I did watch Demon Slayer's on here. I did end up watching that after. I remember watching Demon Slayer,
Oh.
the anime.
We did just really quick watch one little Halloween movie this afternoon. Elvira, Mistress of the Dark.
Oh, did you
Oh,
really?
yeah.
Yes, it's on Prime.
Cassandra Peterson.
Man, some of the little lines and non sequiturs and stuff like that, right?
Oh, that show was so full of innuendo.
Oh,
that
my God.
movie is anything she does is so full of innuendo. Just
Oh yeah, there's a few
Dialogue.
interesting series
and
on here.
she recently came out as a lesbian.
Oh, yeah.
She's been with the same lady for like 20 years.
26 years.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Right? Like, there's no need to make, I don't think there is anyway, to make a
Private lights are private life. And
The
she's
private
like,
lights are private life.
oh, by the way.
Yeah.
But like openly amongst your friends, I guess, and stuff like that. So, I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, this was, I forgot it was like 1988. That movie.
For the Elvira movie, yeah. 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 It's amazing, like, how much the character has not aged.
No.
Right? Like, Elvira still looks the same as she did 30 years ago.
Yeah. It's hilarious.
Right? Like, I don't know. And well, I mean, Cassandra Peterson don't look much older either, right? So
I forgot that she was a groundling, and like actually, like the redheaded like busybody lady in the movie, like they go back to like the groundlings. They were like one of the first classes of them. Groundlings is like, they're a comedy troupe out of LA.
Oh,
Very
okay,
famous,
okay.
Like, Will Ferrell's a groundling, and so on and so forth.
okay.
They're esteemed. But yeah, they were both. Pee Wee Herman's in their same class.
Oh,
Paul
really?
Rubens. Yeah, they're
Okay.
all like 79 in class.
Tell you,
79.
something's coming on Netflix though that you should sit down and watch.
What?
Dora and the Lost City of Gold.
Oh my God! Yes.
Is it good?
It's funny.
I've heard it is.
funny.
It's
It's genuinely funny.
it's like kids can watch it, but it's definitely made for adults.
Oh, I think I might have to give that a watch.
It's definitely got adult themes in
it's
it.
like
okay.
for parents as well that kind of grew up with that because it's like 20 years old now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dora's been around for a long, long
That's what I
time.
mean. Like they're like having their own kids now.
Yeah,
They
it's
pick
coming
it up and
November
it's
1st,
like,
apparently.
Is this for my kids? No,
Yeah.
this is for me.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
I might give that a watch. And the trailer for Uncharted dropped this week,
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet.
which actually looks pretty good. I got to say, Tom Holland is the main character, but I don't think it's the main character from the game. I think it's somebody else,
No, Nathan Drake.
not Nathan Drake.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. I don't know. Like I only played one game, so I'm not entirely sure of
Found
who's
what's
playing.
his name from Republic of Doyle looks like Nathan Drake.
Republic of Doyle.
The show from St. John's.
Hako, Alan Hako.
Yeah, Alan Hako. He looks like.
I don't know why I had to think of that for a second.
It took me a little bit.
Yeah. Did you guys see Dune?
No, I have a copy sitting on the computer in 4K.
Okay, yeah, because I've been hearing a lot of good things about it. So
Okay,
I'm
that's
very
good.
interested to see this movie. I think is it here? Yes, it's here.
Yeah, it's
I
here.
believe it's here.
Yeah.
My schedule this week, I won't
Yeah.
watch it because I have one
Evening off, and we're
it's
going to
a
go
D&D
play
game
D&D.
booked in,
Yeah.
So
Now don't forget, we're going to go see the Eternals next Sunday.
next Sunday.
Next Sunday. This
Like,
comes out on the
November
5th.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
the 5th.
no. So not next Sunday, not Halloween weekend, but the weekend.
two
after.
Sundays
Weekend.
from now.
2 Sundays from now.
Yes,
from now.
that's
The
fine.
7th.
Yeah.
The 7th.
Yeah.
In the afternoon. Matinee.
Yep.
And then we're going to give a full rundown of it on the show.
Damn
that
right.
night. So apparently the Eternals are supposed to turn the MCU on its head, hey?
Yeah.
Big time.
I can see it.
I can see it, too.
See, they've been around for a long time, so
Yeah.
other things have happened, and they've watched and observed.
Apparently, there's been a whole lot of things pushed back in Disney.
Yeah.
Yeah, now it's come out that some of the stuff for Doctor Strange is reshoots, possibly. There's rumors that more characters have been added to the movie.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, you see,
So-
they cast Adam Strange. Him, whatever, Adam
Warlock. Yeah.
It's so funny when you look at him in his other work, but apparently, dude don't look like that now from like the Meet the whatever it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was that called? That movie he was in, the funny one. Anyway.
You guys get paid?
Yeah, that's the one. That's what I know him from.
Oh, hey, that was great.
Yeah.
We watched that one.
But I mean, if they're introducing characters like Adam Warlock, like the MCU is about to go completely tits up.
They're going cosmic now.
Like it's going to go cosmic, and it's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. Right? Like
I'm hoping we're going to be introduced to the Shi'ar Empire and all that kind of stuff.
Shi'ar, yeah.
And 1 month we're getting Hawkeye.
Hawkeye, yep.
coming
The
out.
first 2 episodes stream on the 24th.
One of the posters apparently has the dog.
Has the dog in it.
So
it
that's
dropped today. It dropped today.
Did
Did
you,
that issue?
Yeah.
Did you see there's a Super Pets movie? League of Super
The
Pets?
Rock
No.
and what's his name?
Rock and Chris Hart?
No. Oh my God, not them.
Kevin
two.
Hart. Yeah.
Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart is Ace the Bad Hound, and Rock is Crypto. But like, there's like Kate McKinnon and a bunch of others.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's going to be hilarious.
It's called
It's a
League
CG.
of Super
I
Pets.
was going to say it's CG. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
very stylized.
Yeah. League of Super Pets.
That sounds awesome.
We saw some behind the scenes stuff today for Shazam, and we watched that clip of Dwayne the Rock Johnson for
So
Fandom.
okay, so just, I'm getting. I think I'm getting 2 movies confused here. So is Black Adam in
Black
the new?
Adam is separate.
But is he in the new Shazam movie?
They haven't said yet.
Because I swore I saw a still today of Shazam and Black Adam in the same.
Well, they're directly linked.
Well,
so this
it
one
could
they
be-
establish
it could be
right,
the
and then
other
they
way
go into the other
around.
one.
Yeah.
I can tell if they're not released too far apart, we're going to have Black Adam to establish him, and then he's going to show up in the other movie.
That could be.
Possibly, yeah. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
he's like his precursor.
Yeah. Yeah, that would make sense. That would actually make sense and be good for the DCEU.
The very original version of him, he hurled, because he was so fed up with him, Shazam the Wizard hurls him off into space, takes him 10,000 years to get back to Earth or whatever, fly back.
Oh,
jump back
okay.
Kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah. Then they brought him back after, because he does in that first appearance, but then they bring him back or whatever. But yeah, it looks good, man. We saw that one fight scene, like, it's going to be good.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm actually, like the Shazam, I don't know what you want to call it, the Shazam-averse.
Yeah.
Because I'm not a fan of the rest of the DCEU. I could give it or take it.
Originally, they were on
But
their
the
own Earth.
Shazam movie
Yeah.
was really, really, really good.
I was talking about days, like, it felt like a 90s family, like,
Yeah, it
action
did.
comedy
Yeah.
like thing.
Yeah. And when they introduced the Marvel family right at the end, I was like, oh, yeah, that's great.
I'm
Yeah.
actually very excited for the
She calls him
Matrix.
Santa.
Yeah.
The new Matrix movie.
Yeah, we watched the trailer again for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Please don't suck.
Yeah, right. Well, it's being done by, well, it's not the Wachowski brothers.
The
It's
sisters.
their sister, right?
They're the sisters now.
I know.
Wish
But
I
it's
could
like,
both of
please don't
Oh,
suck.
are they?
Yeah, they both identify.
I was saying...
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, okay.
I was saying to him today, it was funny because in the first Matrix movie, when he goes to speak to the Oracle, she offers him a cookie.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, have you seen that meme going around? Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like he couldn't talk to the Oracle until he stepped to the cookie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Such a computer thing.
So many little things like that.
Such a computer thing.
Yeah, such a computer thing, yeah. I'm definitely interested to see where they're going to take the new,
But yeah.
the new movie to. Is it going to lead to a new franchise, or is it just a bookend for the original
I
franchise?
don't know.
So I'm wondering.
I don't know because, like I said, the end of the last one, he went back into the Matrix. That was the whole thing.
Yes.
They got let off by the machines. It was very vague, but the understanding is that he got plugged back into the Matrix.
Yes. Yeah.
So it would make sense that he's in the Matrix now and he's like having moments.
Has to come out again for some reason.
Yeah. Well, maybe he doesn't. Maybe he stays within the Matrix.
Maybe it's going to be one of these Inception things where the first 3 movies were he was still in the Matrix, and now he's actually coming out of the Matrix. And
Could be, maybe.
You know, like maybe those first 3 were all a dream inside a dream.
Yeah, maybe.
Wah, wah, wah.
Could be.
Could be. You never know.
I don't know. Anyway,
mean,
it looks good.
Yeah,
It
does
looks
look
like
good.
it should be interesting.
Yeah.
It's like, I feel like I'm going crazy. We don't use that word here.
Yeah. I'm really looking forward to that one, so I'm excited for it.
We saw Stargirl this week.
We did.
Yeah, I only caught up on 1 episode. There were 2 new episodes that came out.
Yes.
I only caught up on
The
episode 10.
next episode is the one that you got to catch up on. Is good. The one we saw.
Yep.
No.
They're both
you
good.
discover more of the nature things as well, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
Oh, yeah. Now that you
So
talk about
I'm interested in the fact that we're seeing more and more Joel McHale in the past.
Yeah.
But they're not pulling that story thread for what he's doing in the present.
No, because that's just another chapter.
Yeah, I just wish they'd do something with it, just because they haven't done anything
I
with
think
it.
they're setting that up for season 3 because I think you see during Infinity Incorporated, he bankrolled the team.
Right.
He was Pemberton Estates or whatever. He's rich.
Yeah.
Like he's like Bruce Wayne rich.
Okay.
Like Stripes, he's basically his Alfred and Robin in one kind of thing.
Okay.
So that was the thing between them. He was his man or whatever, and he was like a kid Avenger, and then he grew up and blah blah. And he was Starman in the '70s in the comics. And he was Skyman because he had a flight belt or whatever, blah blah. But yeah, I think they're gearing him up more for he's going to pop up at the end and be like, hey, and move everybody to California because they operate out of a movie studio in the comic. So
Okay.
could be why he's setting up in
Maybe.
California.
Yep.
So it could be a thing. And so while they're doing that, they're also having him as the actor flash back to previous things. And
I just want them to get out of Blue Valley. Like, Blue Valley
Yeah.
seems to be the center of...
Well,
the epicenter of everything going on. The
Yeah.
bad stuff.
yeah.
Like, get out of Blue Valley.
Yeah. And Grundy, you see Grundy still as a, like in Infinity Incorporated, the same thing. He becomes a member of the team. So I think it's gearing up for that. Although he fixated on Jade in the comics.
Right. Now he's fixating on Rick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which makes more sense emotionally as a story thing because of his parents and like Grundy versus blah blah blah.
Yep. Yep. It does make sense.
Although they do name drop something this episode when you watch it, the one you got to catch up on, they do name drop something else directly out of Infinity Incorporated as well.
Okay.
And yeah, so
I probably won't catch it because I didn't really read Infinity Incorporated back in the day.
yeah.
So
Most of the stuff
I'll
they're
try and keep an eye out for anything that seems familiar.
Except for like the Courtney stuff and that family, like most everything is out of Infinity Incorporated and JSA to the point where like you could read an old Who's Who and have most all the information. Like they're directly pulling from like the 80s stuff. It's just they put her in because it's more modern,
Right?
Yeah, and Jeff Johns.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a pretty good episode. We watched Supergirl, didn't we?
Yes.
Yeah, it's getting towards the end now.
Yeah.
Starting to clue up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not bad. It's
It's okay.
It's
They
okay.
spend a lot of this season, I find, on Dreamer,
yeah.
which is it's okay. I mean, it's a good way to go, I guess. But they focus a lot on her.
Her and
I
her
find.
sister's relationship, I think, was a focus this.
Well,
episode.
her and her sister's relationship were the focus this week because about her, sister.
Not
Sister, of
accepting
course, is grew up her life thinking she was going to be the dreamer because it gets passed down through the girls in the family, and she was the only girl
That sounds
for a
like
while.
a rerun. It sounds like that's
Yeah, but no,
Yeah,
they-
no.
they call
That's
back
what
to
it was.
Oh, they call back to it.
They call back to it.
Okay.
But now in the comics,
Yeah, and where
her sister's
she's,
supposed to be the White Witch,
Right.
And where Dreamer's transgendered, right? Growing up, like she never transitioned until she was like older. So when she started having dreams, it was like, okay, so kind of goes into that whole thing of transgender people are the gender they believe they are.
Gender they identify with. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah. That makes perfect sense.
because the power's new.
Yeah.
I think much else besides that though went on this episode.
Yeah, there was a lot about that because they were trying to find their like dream totem and stuff.
Yeah, and
this
like
one.
something got loose or something, and they had to lock down National City, and usual big fight ensues kind of thing. And Legends,
Legends.
Legends is kooky.
Kooky as normal.
I didn't realize it had gone, finished one season and pretty much rolled right into the
Rolled
next
right
one.
into the
This
next one.
one's like a kind of a left turn.
I
for
wonder
them,
if
too.
they. I wonder if they filmed them back to back. They must
I
have,
think they
might
did.
have.
I think they did.
right? And it makes more sense in these days to do so.
Yeah.
I mean, you think about it because in order to get all the actors back to do another season, I mean, then you got to do, you got to do more testing, and you got to isolate people, and you got to isolate all the stagehand people and all that kind of stuff. So it's much easier to like film as much as you can for as long as you can.
Yep. Yeah. And speaking of bringing people back and stagehands and stuff like that, what a terrible tragedy for Alec Baldwin.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
And like someone pointed out, it is not Alec Baldwin's fault.
No.
That's the prop master's
It's
responsibility.
the prop
for it,
master.
yeah.
Yes.
And they had an ununionized prop
And there was
master.
so many people like, why didn't he check the
production
gun before he
company's gonna
fired
take it on
it and
this
blah,
one.
blah, blah. And I'm like, because actors are taught not to mess with the props.
That's right.
Because you could end up causing this kind of problem.
Yep. Yep.
So they leave it into the hands of a professional.
Yep.
Why would
That's
he
what the
go
insurance
and
policy is supposed to be
double
for.
check?
That's why you have certain people doing certain things.
He's an actor, not a prop master.
Not a prop master.
And now the key grips, so he's not carrying stuff around and putting his back out and then gone for the rest of the movie. It's
Right.
Yeah.
But I mean, why would he double check someone's work when he doesn't know as much as them?
Right? He could have looked at that and went, yeah, everything looks fine.
Yeah.
Right? But somebody in the know.
Everybody's like, oh, about him and blah blah blah, and how
I
he should have
put-
double checked it, and
Me personally, I
no,
put zero responsibility
no blame on him.
Alec Baldwin for this at all. These guys work, these people, not guys, these people work in an environment where there has to be an unfettered level of trust.
Yeah.
So when somebody hands something off to you, you got to go, okay, this is good to go. I can use it. Off we go.
Well, someone was talking. They did an actual really good explanation on TikTok. There's a gentleman on there that does a lot of different things, but he was talking about how he used to work on stages at points, and he was saying how live guns do not happen until you're actually ready to shoot the scene. So like all your practice runs, all your running through lines, all that is usually done with like a dummy gun, like a rubber one or something that doesn't fire. And then it's only when they're actually going to shoot the scene that this prop is bought on the set. And then it's told that, and then it gets announced that there's a live gun on the set, and then as soon as the scene is done, it gets whisked off again. Like it does not stay there for any length of time. It does
No.
Yeah.
I was, this whole conversation came up with myself and my Trek bro, Darren, out in St. John's this past week. We had talked about it, and he had said any show that he's worked on here in the province, even the plastic props, like the practice stuff they use, is locked away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
I believe it.
Right? Like it's treated as it's a real, like, a plastic, blood knife or whatever they call it, the one where you look like you're stabbing somebody.
Yeah.
They're plastic. They're not meant to penetrate, but they're still locked away.
Yeah. I get it.
Right? So the minute it comes out and goes into the hand of the armorer or the prop master, you have to have, like, the talent has to have an expectation that this thing is safe to use.
Yeah.
I was watching another thing too. I think it was the commentary for Zombieland. They pointed out in the part where towards the end, like where he's using the machine gun, he said they couldn't they when they're shooting it, there's a little ripple in the thing, and a lot of filmmakers try to vote it. The new digital equipment, if you're using actual blank rounds versus like what they call the paper cap, was just like makes a spark and makes you think there's no kickback because it's not a real gun, it's just little paper rounds. But when you're using a real gun with blanks, it causes a shockwave that'll ripple your footage. So a lot of filmmakers even avoid that now. They
Yeah.
most use paper cap, so it doesn't even use like an actual round. It's just like a much more pricey cap on it.
Yeah.
And the reason why I bring it up is because I just before we came on air, I was reading an article that the Boys showrunner has said there will be no live firearms on his set anymore.
Most things do it digitally anyway.
Most
Yeah.
things do it digitally.
Realistically, in this day and age, I don't think you need to have a live weapon.
Nope.
Like,
Well,
everything can be added in after.
Yep.
Post-production.
There's
Come
a
on.
picture that popped up this week of like it's showing like what's his name? Sam Jackson playing Nick Fury in that scene in Far From Home where he darts his roommate, sits down. The dart gun's not even real. It's just like a piece of plastic with a few marks on it, and the computer maps in later an actual like the gun that he had.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like a little wooden handle, small rod with markers for later on for
That's
digital.
what it should be all the time.
Yeah.
It usually is now because
That's
it's
what it should
cheaper
be.
too.
Yeah.
And it's probably not as costly to have someone all this precaution on set. right?
Yep.
But
Using a $1.50 piece of wood.
But realistically, with the kind of movies that we have these days, a live ammunition gun, I know you're looking for like a realistic kind of thing, but
sometimes it's just cheaper to source versus like prop ones and stuff like that. It depends like what kind of production you're doing, et cetera, et cetera.
there'll be a little bit more. Now that this unfortunately tragedy has happened, there's going to be, for a while, there's going to be this kick up in studios about safety protocols and all this kind of stuff. But I don't think it's going to end.
No.
They're probably going to move.
I just find it funny that 2 weeks ago, a couple of the major unions, the crew members' unions, were fighting for their rights against the production studios for stuff like this, for safer conditions.
Yep.
And then this happens.
Yeah.
Pardon the pun, would have given them more ammunition.
Well, they kind of did, yeah.
Coming up close to their deadline too.
Well, they came to an arrangement. They came to an arrangement.
Oh, they did? Okay,
yeah,
good.
They did, yeah. But
They were
it's
saying
just,
that,
it's just funny that they came to the arrangement, and then like 3 days later, this happens.
Yeah.
Right?
There are non-union productions, and they may have more pressure on them now because, like Rob Rodriguez, his stuff's non-union.
Oh, is it really? Well, he's a bit of a guerrilla filmmaker anyway, isn't he? Like a little bit of a rebel.
Yeah.
So
he's probably he probably is full digital anyway. Like you see, like the Spy Kids series, he's all green screen and everything. So.
But besides the person that died and her family, I feel bad for Alex.
Yeah. I do too.
Baldwin.
I do too.
He was probably handed it. We're doing the shot. Blah blah.
Yep.
And then
didn't even think twice about it.
No, probably didn't even think. I mean, the man is a seasoned actor.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm sure this is not the first time that he's been handed, live gun or live, something like this.
He's done action movies a ton since like
right.
90s,
So I mean, he just did what he was supposed to do.
Yep.
Right.
It's
To
like
be,
blah, blah,
but
the scene.
to him to feel responsible for what happened. I mean, I'm sure he does. Right.
Well, and I think in a good way, it seems like it's been quiet on stuff, and they've been just saying like, yeah, there's full cooperation, blah, because there is. It's probably, they probably take a few days off. This
my God.
He apparently
she was quite experienced.
Yeah.
From what I understand,
probably worked together before.
he had a little bit of a breakdown after it happened.
Oh, I can imagine he did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is the same movie that Brendan Fraser's working on, right? Rust?
I believe so. Yeah.
I think it is.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think he's probably in for shooting on this yet.
Yeah.
No, probably not.
But yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, he probably realized through no fault of his own, but still, survivor's guilt and things like that. They're probably, his man's running counseling and stuff.
Oh, without a
yeah.
doubt. Without a doubt. I don't think they're going to get back in production right away. I think they're taking
God,
some time
I
off.
would say they would have to take some time.
Someone gets shot on set, killed on set. Oh, just
Yeah.
ooh, creepy. Not a good feeling.
What was it? We watched something else too. I'm trying to remember this week. Came back. Another show came back.
I don't
Well,
remember.
we watched C, but we watched another one. Came back. I can't remember for the life of me.
The
Doom Patrol. Watch this.
Doom
week's
Patrol,
and
yeah,
the season finale, Titans.
I'm getting caught up on Doom Patrol finally.
Titans should be out soon because season finale happened this week.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
So I'll have it on Netflix very soon then.
Yeah.
So,
That was good.
good. Yeah, good. I'm glad to hear that. So apparently this is the upcoming No Way Home movie. Spider-Man No Way Home is the last MCU movie with Spider-Man.
Yeah, but they're just going by what he said as it's an end of an era kind of thing.
Yeah.
So that's the thing too. You got to be careful about sound bites and misinterpretation, and as well like the hot takes. Grace Randolph got raked over the coals this week on Twitter.
Who?
She was trending like she's the Beyond the Film or whatever. Mrs. You'll see her pop up. She used to work for Marvel at one point.
Okay. Oh yes. Okay. I know what
Yeah.
you're talking about now. Yeah. I didn't know her name, but
you got to be careful about how some hot takes get misconstrued into like, okay, that's a quote from what he said. Andrew Garfield's denied being on set as well and things like that too, and sometimes they have to do stuff to kind of like go against. There's also been, as I said, like there's a rumor now that apparently they've got to do a lot more shooting of scenes with added characters in Doctor Strange 2 because of possibly fallout of what happens in this. So
I don't know. I can't see them cutting Spider-Man out of the MCU when it's so much profitable for
it's
them.
making money for both companies.
Right.
Well, that's the thing. Sony's become much more dependent on
So
that.
I can't see why they would let it happen.
No.
Especially seeing they just brought Venom over to the MCU.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing, right? And they retroactively brought him over. Like, he shows up at the end of the last Spider-Man.
I'm wondering if what part of part of the things that new characters they're bringing into Spider-Man Far From Home is Venom.
Possibly.
Because
There was a theory that
there's like in
the same one from 3.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, so
right?
it could
I
very
mean,
well be.
he is in that universe now.
Yeah.
And they were probably just waiting for the Let There Be Carnage movie to come out before they could do anything with the character, maybe.
Yep. That makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's a perfect segue to, bringing Spider-Man back to the, let's put it the way it is, bringing Spidey into the Venomverse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Because the Venomverse is a Sony thing.
And it could be along the lines of maybe once whatever happens in Far From Home, once that happens, it could be that he goes back to the Venom universe. Like as in he gets trapped in that universe. Maybe he can't go back to the MCU.
There's another thing fueling Sony still playing ball with Marvel and keeping on a good page and making money. They just lost James Bond. They don't have the rights to him anymore for movies or anything. Amazon bought MGM.
Oh, right, so they did.
Yeah, MGM has an owning stake of James Bond. It's between them and Don Jock, which is the parent company. Columbia, TriStar, whatever they distribute through, has, like, even this last film, because it took so long, the rights waned, and Sony isn't even putting this movie out that's in theaters. That's not technically a Sony movie, it's just distributing.
Wow.
Yeah, so they lost that plum.
They certainly did, and that's a big plum.
So that's a really sweet plum. Yeah, that's what I mean. So they're really having to watch out because they also just launched a huge game console, and they're not making a lot of money because of the chip shortage. So you look at the money behind the scenes, they still need Marvel big time.
Yeah.
They need to be afloat. So all the stuff you really got to look and do the deep dives with a lot of these things. You see these hot takes by people who, frankly, have about 2 years of community college, and they know stuff in their field, but they don't know other things that influence around.
Well, it's not even that. Is that a lot of people just jump to these headlines to make sensational news and go, oh my God, Spider-Man, this is his last movie with the MCU. Yeah. Click on here to find out why.
Yeah, and it turns out to be like
and then they just recap
for bacon brand muffins or something.
No, and then they just recap the entire last movie of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
It's
who does that a lot?
What's that?
There's a website that does that. I hate him all the time. Cosmic Book News.
Yeah, well,
there's that. We got it covered. We got it covered.
Yeah.
Sucks for doing stuff like that.
Yeah.
Assholes.
That was I was like, okay, I wanted to look more into the ending of Lock and Key because I was like, rumors about next season or something, blah, blah, blah. And it was like, Lock and Key, season finale explained. And I'm like, okay. Sounds good. So I clicked on it and I was reading it and I'm like, yep, this is the show I just watched. Yep, okay. And you get down to the end and it's like, what brings them now to season 3, I guess, blah, blah, blah. And it was like a little tiny paragraph at the end with nothing in it. It was just like...
Was that on the website called thedirect.com?
I'm not sure.
Because that sounds like what they do.
I'm like,
drives me nuts.
And I'm like, yes, I just watched this episode. I know exactly what happened in this episode. I just watched it.
Gotta stay away from those websites, right? Like, we got it covered in the direct.
That's why a lot of
I don't usually watch them. I don't usually click on these links, but sometimes after things come out, they're like, okay, so this is the theory about what is going on, or this is a theory about what might happen in season 3, and it's like, no, you just recap the entire show, and then at the end it's like, I guess we'll have to find out till season 3 comes out to find out what's going on. I'm like...
Okay, we got like 30 seconds left, so I want to do a plug again for next week. So next week going to be our Geek Ghost, Ghouls, and Geeks Halloween show. So we'll be on air at 7:30. So give us a call, and we're going to be talking about our favorite horror movies, our favorite horror series, books, Stephen King, anime, horror anime. It's all going to be about horror and Halloween. And I want to hear stories from you guys out there in Radioland. I want to hear your ghost stories, your spooky stories about werewolves, unexplained things, knocks on the door that shouldn't be there, blah, blah, blah. You name it. I want to hear about it because we're going to have a spooktacular Ghosts, Ghouls, and Geeks show next week here, 7:30 on Bay of Islands Radio. We'll be back next week. Same geek time, same geek channel. Take a night, geeks.
Good night.